What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to talk about something extremely important. It should be a pretty quick video, but I think this is something really important that a lot of you guys should take into account, since most of you guys are either about to join or you've already joined the military and you've sworn in and all that stuff. But for all of you guys that have not sworn in yet, all you guys that have not even gone to the recruiters yet to talk about what job you want to get, this video is for you. So I want you guys to really pay attention and really take what I have to say, really take it into consideration. So the biggest thing that all of you should never ever do before you join the military, and it might sound like, oh, of course I wouldn't do that, but people do it all the time, like ridiculously all the time. People do this, and it is picking a job that is not the job that you originally want, or picking a job just because of the bonus. And I want to be real clear about this. Do not do that. Do not go into a recruiter's office and, for my example, 25 Bravo is what I wanted. I knew I wanted to be a 25 Bravo, which is IT specialist, and I knew if I did not get that job, I was not going to join, because that is what I want to do, and I was not going to do something that I didn't want to do. Because the military, guys, the military is something so different from civilian life, it's ridiculous. And you don't want to be stuck doing something that you don't really enjoy in a situation that's a really high stress environment, because you're just not going to be happy. So when I went to the recruiter's office, I went in there and I told them I want to be a 25 Bravo, and just sign me up for that. If I don't have that, I'm not going to do it. When I went to the recruiters, they pulled everything up on the computer. I took a practice test and all that stuff, and they told me the only two jobs available were an 88 mic or a truck driver, and I don't know the name of this or the MOS, but it is like a horizontal construction worker. So both of these jobs are nowhere near what I actually wanted to do, and I told the recruiter that. He was telling me this, and like, oh, both these, they got like a $10,000 bonus, or like a $7,500 bonus, or whatever it was. It was like, do this, whatever, recruiters doing this thing, trying to move me away from my 25 series job that I want to do into what the military says is available for me, and I did not want to do that. So I told the recruiter, I was like, thanks, but no thanks. I'll just check back later, because guys, one of the things that you got to realize is whenever you go to a recruiter's office and there's, I don't know, 5 jobs available, they're going to be like, oh, this job's not available. Well, yeah, it's not available right that second, but if you come back the next day, which is what I did, it could be available. So the last thing you want to do is want to have a certain job in mind that you've looked up, you've researched, you really want to do it, then you go to the recruiter's office and they somehow maneuver you into picking another job, and they glamorize that job and make it seem like it'll be a lot of fun and it's really closely related to what you want to do. That's the last thing you want to do, is do that and then realize or know that if you just waited another couple days, or maybe waited a week, sometimes you might have to wait a little bit longer, but going back and continuously checking for that job that you actually want to have. A lot of people don't want to do that. I did that. That day that they said that my job was not available, I was like, all right, well, can I just come back and check another time? They were like, sure. I came back the next day, and lo and behold, 25 Bravo with a $15,000 bonus, bigger than the other bonuses, was available for me. And if I had gone ahead and done all that paperwork, never gone back to check, what jobs were available at a later date, then I would have been stuck going to a school, doing all these things I didn't actually want to do. And I want you guys to realize that. I want you guys to know that if you have not gone to a recruiter yet and called them up and said, whatever you want to do, I want you guys to research as much as you can, and figure out which jobs you're okay with having, and go to the recruiter with that and be like, I'm okay. This is my main job I want, and then there's some other jobs. But if it's not available, or let's say that there's like, oh, they're not issuing airborne for that right now, or they're not doing that right now, remember, that's right now. If you really want to do that, come back the next week. And if you're not on a time crunch or anything like, oh, I have to join the military like right this second, then just come back the next week. If it's not available, come back the next week. And eventually you'll be able to get your job, because how else do you think they recruit every other MOS in the entire freaking army? It's because the jobs will eventually be posted as available with a bonus, without a bonus, or whatever, with all these other perks. And if you sign up knowing that you do not have exactly what you wanted to have, so let's say, for example, I didn't have airborne in my contract, but let's say I signed up, I wanted airborne in my contract, and then I was like, you know, it wasn't available. I kind of wish right now that I had waited for airborne and done that then, and had it initially in my contract, because if something is not initially in your contract, then you're not going to get it more than likely an easy way. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to do all, you know, jump through all these hoops and do all these special things and go to boards and go to, you know, these competitions to set yourself apart in order for them to be like, hey, do you want to go to airborne school? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? If you don't do that and you don't have airborne in your contract, if you don't have ranger school and RAS and all that stuff in your contract initially, if you don't have your initial MOS that you want in your contract, you're going to have a rough time. So if you just sign up and the recruiter's like, oh yeah, you know, you'll get to do this whenever, don't listen to that. Go into the recruiter's office with your head straight, your head on straight, and knowing this is what I want to do, and I'm not going to let them try to convince me to do anything otherwise. So if the last thing you want to do is infantry, don't let them try to convince you to do infantry, and them saying, oh, it's all, you know, HUA, and, you know, there'll be all these benefits and you can change later and do all this stuff. Guys, I've seen it before. I've seen a lot of people picking jobs that they don't want to do. I've seen people picking jobs just because of the bonus. Don't do that. The bonus is not really life-changing, right? If you have a $10,000 bonus, you get half of it, right? $5,000, but then it's taxed, and you're only going to get about $3,000-ish from that $10,000 bonus for the next 2 years, and then it'll be 2 years later you'll get another bonus or another quarter of that. So the bonus is not life-changing, and I think it's really stupid that people will pick certain jobs only for the bonus. I think that's really, personally, I think that's really stupid, and I think you guys should avoid it at all costs. Avoid picking the things that the recruiters are trying to put you into, because from what I've heard and stuff, the recruiters and everything, they have basically a list of, I don't know, 15 jobs in the military that they need to fill up, and they need a lot more people in that. So they'll put bonuses and stuff for those jobs, and the recruiters will try to shift you into fitting into one of those positions. Don't be that guy or girl that is kind of maneuvered and sweet talked into doing this other job, because recruiters will do that to some of you guys, and I don't want that to happen to y'all. I want y'all to go into the military, get the most out of it as you can, do exactly what you want to do, so you'll be much, much happier with yourself and your life and everything that's going on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I got a lot of really cool videos coming up. My brother, who's at Fort Bragg, he's home for the weekend right now, and we're kind of planning on making some videos talking about his Fort Jackson experience, his airborne school experience and stuff like that. So make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned for that if you're interested in that kind of thing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like it if you liked it. You know, comment all these questions that you guys have. I'll try to answer every single one of them. Subscribe if you like me and these videos. And yeah, I will see you guys later.